The role of coalition forces in Afghanistan is to eventually set conditions for some sort of political resolution to ultimately take place. That's according to Pentagon Press Secretary Geoff Morrell, who briefed reporters Wednesday.
Clearly, the conditions are tenuous right now for such a thing to take place, because the perception is, at least, that the Taliban enjoys the momentum in this fight.
Mr. Morrell said the extra 30,000 troops headed to Afghanistan will hopefully bring about that changing climate that will lead to more and more Taliban reassessing their allegiances. International Security Assistance Forces killed several armed insurgents in the Peach District of Kunar Province, Afghanistan. Senior Airman Jay Hernandez tells us more.
International Security Assistance Forces killed several armed insurgents in the Pest District of Kunar Province. Forces identified insurgents maneuvering to a fighting position previously used to stage attacks against ISAF. After positively identifying the insurgents, ISAF forces conducted an airstrike on their position. No civilians were injured, and there have been no reports of damage. Senior Airman Jay Hernandez, Bagram Airfield, Afghanistan.
An ISAF spokesman said a car bomb that exploded outside a U.S. base in Afghanistan Tuesday afternoon was not very effective. The attack reportedly happened outside the main gate of Camp Phoenix around 5 p.m. The vehicle-borne IED struck a barrier next to the base along Local Highway 7. International Security Assistance Force officials say there were no fatalities associated with the incident, despite reported claims by the Taliban that 25 soldiers had been killed.
It was not a very effective attack at the end of the day. And it was one of the first time that we saw a car with three insurgents in it and smashing against a dismounted patrol where the three occupants or suicide bombers were killed, and with limited casualties on their side, with 8 wounded in action and some civilians also, but no losses of life.
Brigadier General Tremblay also says overall the country, and especially in the south, is insecure. But ISAF and Afghan National Security Forces are working hard, making gains every day. It was a tearful reunion for a group of National Guard members and their families Monday. 160 troops with the 150th Armored Cavalry Regiment and 230th Forward Support Company arrived back in Charleston, West Virginia. They were greeted with tears of joy and hugs after serving a year in Afghanistan. From the newsroom, I'm Staff Sergeant Brian Buckwalter. Now back to you in the studio.